So we are in LA and we're very excited that we're here because it's summer, so we wanted to touch upon the ingredient aspect of cuisine. I'm excited that we are in this restaurant because I wanted to hang out with my friend Paul.
My name is Paul Sanguinetti and I'm a brand consultant and mixologist for House of Lustau.
He asked me to come to Otium because he said, you need to know this place and you ultimately need to meet this chef.
I think Chef Tim Hollingsworth and Lucas Payá have a lot in common. Lucas coming from Jose Andres and his experience in Spain. Def coming from the French Laundry.
Paul offered me to introduce me to him. I finally met Chef Tim. Said, look, I'm going to the farmer's market tomorrow and maybe you want to come with me and then we'll continue with the conversation.
LA right now I think is a very exciting scene. And what I love about LA is that while we're becoming more refined over the years, we also keep a sense of fun. So you can go to places like 86 Break Room, they have blue cocktails and scratch and sniff menus. Place like Carbon and Snow, which is like a rock and roll bar, and that just make great cocktails. Then you have places like Otium, which have very refined cocktails that are very food friendly. Very seasonally driven menu, and also the drinks menu reflects that. So you see a lot of incorporation of culinary techniques, a lot of seasonal produce that's still fun and fresh, but also razor sharp in technique and execution and how those flavors are delivered.
Santa Monica Farmers Market is such a staple farmers market in Los Angeles. It's really the one that you hear about. Everybody knows about it across the nation. It's really a special place where you get to interact with the same farmers every single week. They're from, maybe an hour away, an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Can I get half a flat of strawberries and then 3 pints of blackberries, 3 pints of raspberries?
Yeah, so Tuesday afternoon, call me.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't know about what he was going to pick or what we were going to find.
Light flavor, but it's good texture.
We saw a lot of beautiful ingredients, so that made it quite challenging because it was very on the spot.
The ingredients are very diverse. Not only a lot of different purveyors or a lot of different farmers bringing the same ingredients sometimes.
Oh man.
Yeah, you don't need much with this. It's just,
Yeah, and each one has, one has more acid, one's a little bit more sweet, one's a little bit more. So even the same, in the complexity of the tart, you're tasting it and you have the different kind of flavor profiles for each bite.
We saw those beautiful tomatoes, really good looking figs. We have burrata, we had micro leaves like basil.
A great variety of ingredients that you can draw inspiration and be creative with.
Again, I'm happy that I had so many wines with me today.
Let's go cook.
And then Tim started to cook with them.
I have a decent amount of experience with sherry wine. I mean, I've studied it a little bit. We used to pour it when I was at the French Laundry as either a mid-course or maybe it was a mushroom dish or even further along down the menu towards dessert or after dinner. I'm very familiar with kind of the flavor profiles and stuff like that. I like to cook with it as well. I mean, cooking with sherry adds a different dynamic, whether it be, adding sherry to mushrooms, of course, is very, very classic. Reducing sherry down a little bit, very, very gently so you don't ruin the flavor, and concentrating that and making kind of a vinaigrette or a syrup with it just kind of enhances and creates a different aspect to the course or the meal or the ingredient. Good, how are you?
What's happening?
Yeah, so thank you. So I have like a savory braisé with a little bit of onion marmalade on the bottom. Then I put a little bit of the burrata cheese, tomatoes that we marinated, some caramelized onion, basil, and then olives in a couple different ways. We have fresh olives and then dried olives.
We started with just a fino from Jerez, fino jarana. That was a beautiful option, especially with the tomatoes and the basil.
The wine makes the black pepper even stand out a little more.
Comes out more, right? Yeah.
We had a second one that was the manzanilla pasada, a little more pungent and more structured. That was great with some of the more acidic wines, or especially with the cheese, was a fantastic combination. We also picked an oloroso because I thought maybe some of the onion is going to be a little on the sweeter side. And that's exactly what happened.
Because there are so many components to this dish, and that definitely is going to impact on which one. I don't think there is one here that it's not a good potential pairing.
Yeah, all of them, right?
I think
Those
all of
three
them-
wines that I thought were going to work actually did work, but the three wines were working in a different way.
The second dish was a duck dish. We dry age our duck here at house, and we cooked it so we get a crispy skin. And we served it with figs that we just dusted in a little bit of sugar and seared. With a little bit of caramelized cipollini onions as well. A natural jus made from our duck bones, and little petite kale that we grow up upstairs in our restaurant on our mezzanine.
For the duck, we use fino en rama from El Puerto, just making your mouth and palate clean and ready for the next bite. And we had amontillado that worked great, especially with if you were trying those almonds as well, toasty almonds. We had put a palo cortado as well, which was a little more body. So when you had a little bit of fig there, or even the kale, the palo cortado stood out very nicely.
Oh, yeah.
And then, because we have figs and also onions or more like sweeter elements in the dish, we also decided to put a cream to again embrace more of those sweeter flavors, and it did just like that.
The third course was the foie gras funnel cake. Typically, you serve it with some sort of brioche. It has a little bit of balsamic vinegar on there, a strawberry jam, some macerated strawberries that we get from the farmer's market, a little bit of shaved fresh fennel that came from the farmer's market as well. And then we put a little bit of fennel pollen on there to heighten it, and red ribbon sorrel.
This is among the driest wines in the world. I understand people who say, no, I don't drink sweet wines because the dessert is sweet enough. Okay, so here you have a dry wine to go with it.
Brings out the strawberry jam.
I can taste more elements in the dish
For sure.
when the wine has less sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. This blends everything together.
Correct.
They pull out each individual notes.
You see, right?
You know, one of the things I learned today from this exercise is really, if you just move the dish in a little bit of a different direction, it really enhances and brings out the different flavors. The versatility of sherry and how it really works with food that we do at OTM, it adds a different acidity, a different salinity. Sherry draws a wide range of approachability.